What is up, guys? It's LTJRN, and welcome to the first episode of my series 10 Simple Tips to Improve in Modern Warfare 3. Basically, this series is all about making you a better player by explaining different type of tips that you can easily apply to your gameplay. Some tips are map specific and some are more general. One last thing before starting, I just want to tell you guys that at 110 likes, I will start working on the next episode. So if you want to see a next episode quickly, just press that like button and I will be very happy. So let's start right now. So at number one, we're already starting with a more advanced tip. When shooting a guy while being stunned, shake your gun side to side. I know that a lot of players, when they're stunned and they're facing the way that the target is coming, they often simply aim down sight and try shooting directly at the target. But since when you're stunned, your senses are all messed up, you have strong chances of not hitting the target. So basically, this way, when you're shaking your gun from side to side, you have more chances of hitting the target, and you will, of course, for sure hit the target, instead of just trying to aim at one place, and if you miss all your bullets, well, you won't kill the target. So this is a trick that takes time to adapt to. You just gotta think about it when it gets done. That's what I always do, and most of the time I hit the target. So for the second tip, use the black smoke of the Semtex and Frag as a screen, as a distraction. A lot of Call of Duty players already use this tip without even thinking about it, but I thought it was essential to show the rest of you guys it. So you guys know that the Semtex and the Frag, when they explode, they produce a black smoke. Well, you got to use that black smoke to your advantage. Look at the situation right now. That guy has clearly the advantage over me. I'm trying to come closer, but he always shoots me. So basically what I want to do is create a black screen smoke to change position and then surprise him. A lot of players only think that the Semtex and Frag, their only utility is to kill people. Well, look, here, even if I try killing the guy, I don't manage to do it. I get a hit marker, but look, he is completely blind. I change position, and now I have the advantage over him. He's wondering where I am, and I'm standing behind the sand thing right there. So I clearly outplayed him. Now for the third tip, always use your Semtex or Frag before dying. See it this way. Your Semtex or Frag is always a possibility of an extra kill. So if you don't use it before you die, if you don't use it every life you have, it's like if you were wasting an extra kill. So I'm showing you guys what I do on Dome. But basically, every time I spawn, I try to throw it at a choke point on the map, on the opposite side of the map. So you see me spawn at the different locations of spawns when playing Team Deathmatch. And basically, for those who don't know what are choke points are places where most gun battles happen on the map. Like here where I am right now, this is a choke point where are the tanks, the dome, and the entry of the big building on the left. So I always try to throw it when I spawn. So for the tip number 4, always try to reload at good moments and behind cover. I see a lot of players that just shoot a few bullets into a player and kill him, and then they start reloading right after the kill in the middle of the street or of the path or of the bridge. That is not really good because you do not have cover and you're easily killable because you're not ready and you're in the open. Two reasons why that is bad. So basically, you're seeing me right now. I'm just reloading in the middle, and that guy clearly has the advantage over me. But in this second example, I always try to take cover when I reload. So I start my reload in the middle, but then I go to cover, and I'm ready, aiming down sight when I come out of the corner for that choke point. The next tip is to always use your lethal grenades. This is a bit like the Semtex and Frag, but most players don't realize how stuns and flashes are useful in Call of Duty. They have many utilities, of course. First off, they let you know if an enemy is there and they stun him. Of course, you get a hit marker, it's logic. But it also slows the enemy team down. Let me explain myself. Usually, when you get stunned, what do? You stop and you wait for the enemy to appear. You usually aim down sight somewhere, and that stops you from moving. Well, look, I'm showing you guys an example on Dome. What I do, I try to always throw my stuns at that choke point in case some players are head glitching behind the Hummers. Basically, of course, this is a small map, so it's easy to flank. So I take my time to flank, and usually when you see that your players aren't moving sometimes, you also stop moving yourself. You won't just rush in the middle if you see two of you guys are head glitching behind the Hummer because they know that there's a danger. The next tip is probably the most useful tip of all for all of the Call of Duty games: staying behind cover. Woody's gamertag also calls this controlling the engagement. Basically, what you want to do is always stay behind cover when you're shooting a guy. That way you have the advantage over him because you have less body parts exposed, so you're less shootable. Let me show you a few examples, and this also applies to nades and semtex. So first off, this is what a normal player would do if he's trying to throw a spawn nade or a spawn semtex. While he's throwing it, the enemy has the chance to shoot him and eventually to kill him. So basically what you want to do is you want to throw that semtex or that nade behind the wall, and then you can flank on the left to see who is remaining. So I'm throwing that semtex over the wall behind cover. That is the key success. And then I flank to see who is remaining and who can I kill. Now the next example is me trying to shoot a person that is running in the middle, and then he is going to run the same path but always staying behind cover, and you're going to see that it is almost impossible to shoot him, even if I'm supposed to have the advantage over him since I am above him, because logically you always have the advantage over a player if you're above him height wise. So here you see I can barely shoot him and he simply pawns me. So I have the last example to show you guys, and it's at a place that a lot of players go, and there's a lot of gunfights happening here. So here, you see me easily shoot that guy that isn't behind cover, but look how hard it is for me to shoot a guy behind cover, behind that box if you want to call it like that. Now this next tip is really map specific. Never go to the top of the fence on mission when you're coming from B-Dom. This is a main choke point, of course, and it's really stupid to go to the top fence on top of the hill if you're coming from the B-Dom. You have zero cover whatsoever, and the enemy player can be at so many places. Even if you check, he can be on the hill there, he can be on the right laying down on the bridge, on the right behind the barrels, on the right below, behind the boxes. There's so many places that he can be. So if you want to go to that flag, simply go from the left street, the right street, or the right valley. Now the 8th tip is never walk through the single door on village. This is once again a map specific tip. You guys all know that there's like a main place, a main choke point where there's a pickup and there's a single door. Well, never walk through that door. You will never have the advantage. You have zero cover. For example, here I'm going to walk through it without even looking, and that guy clearly has the advantage. You will never kill the guy behind the pickup that is head glitching unless he is a Christmas noob and he doesn't know how to shoot using the right trigger. So here I'm showing you guys again, once again, even if I'm looking and I'm checking if there's a guy, I see the guy, I'm going slowly, he still has the advantage over me because he's simply aiming through that door and just waiting for me. This is from the other side, showing you guys how bad it is to go in it. Of course, there's a jump on the left, but if I come right there, I have zero advantage. So this is what you can do. You can use a Semtex smoke screen, as I showed you guys previously, to pass through there. Just flank on the right, then go through there and come in his face. Boom, you kill him, and that's how you do it. So for this before last tip, it's a map specific tip. Once again, it's a line of sight. I had to show this to you guys. It's rare that I'm going to show lines of sight, but this one is simply amazing. So you guys know that on jungle, there's a lot of people on the cliff. It's logic to go there for them because they have the height advantage and they can see multiple choke points, and of course they have the cover of the rocks. But if you want to remove them from there, not remove them, but make them go away or kill them, you have to go to the opposite spawn, jump on these boxes, and look through the trees. Even if you don't kill them, it doesn't matter because usually when someone gets shot, they just run away. So now that the cliff is clear, you can go there and pawn some noobs. So now for the last tip, this kind of goes with the other tips, always staying behind cover. It's always run near obstacles and walls. The amount of times I see players just running in the middle of a room, of a street, of a path, of a bridge is simply insane. You always want to try to go from obstacle to obstacle, from cover to cover. That's how you are going to control the engagement. This is the example of a player that would just like normally run in the middle and go to the pickup truck. But what I prefer doing is following the path of the wall. I always try to stick my back to the wall. First off, my back is covered from an enemy shooting me. And second of all, it's easier to actually get to a cover. This is another example on Dome. Some people just running in the middle of that kind of choke point. What I prefer doing is just staying on the side of the cargo and then going from the cargo to the Hummer, and then you have more cover because the mirror of the Hummer covers you. I mean the exhaust, sorry. So here I can easily get the guy. And the last example is once again on dome. A lot of people don't see the dome as a big camping spot, but there's a lot of campers just staying in the corners of the dome inside. Most players just do this. They just run in the middle because they want to get to the other side. But what I prefer doing is really going from cargo to cargo, from cover to cover, to try to see if there's a camper in the corner. So here I check on the right if there's someone. I go from cargo to cargo. I see if there's someone on top of the catwalk. I go in this cargo to see. I always try to stay behind cover. Look, always half of my body is always behind cover. And then I have time to see that there's a player there. I see him. He knows that I'm there. I just jump and I kill him. It's as simple as that. So I want to sincerely thank you guys all for watching. For those who are still watching, as I said, I'm going to release the second episode. I'll start working on the second episode as soon as I reach 110 likes. I would like to also thank Shulman, or Juby brother, for helping me in this video. He helped me so much. Thank you, Andrew, for helping me. His links will be below. Be sure to subscribe to him. So thanks, guys, once again for watching. Peace out and have a great day.